Hi, my name is Missy. I thought we would do some love readings today. So these are going to go into the playlist called Love Me Not. And I think what we're going to do today is pick a card. And so I have this new deck called the Alleyman's Tarot that I ordered off of Kickstarter and just received recently. And what I did was I took out the cards in the deck that just gave me a vibe of love and romance. And what we're going to do here, we've got a whole selection, is we're going to use this particular deck here to choose some focus cards, because like I said, this is going to be a pick a card reading. So we're going to choose some focus cards, and I also kind of feel called to the runes. So I think for each focus card, we're also going to get a focus rune. And then I'm going to play it by ear from there as to how the structure of the reading is going to go, just simply because that's how I read anyway. It's what's most natural for me. So let me go ahead and get these shuffled a couple more times. And while I'm doing that, I will go into my very awkward disclaimer that I hate. So these readings are meant to be timeless and general in nature. If the details fit, the reading is meant for you, but if they don't, please do not try to make them fit, as that will do more harm than good and is not my intention. I am not a doctor, lawyer, or accountant. If you need advice in any of those areas, please consult a professional. Please do not do something simply because I suggest it in the advice portion of this reading. You are an adult who has responsibility over your own life. Please use that responsibility to your advantage. I don't remember what else I was supposed to say, so we're going to go ahead and get into the reading. One more shuffle, and then we'll get a couple of focus cards. So these are meant to be strictly romantic readings. No friendship love, no family love, none of that. This is romantic partnerships, whether you are involved, just talking, just a crush. These are involvements that will include sex, just to be clear. All right, so I think we're going to do 4 groups today. I have a jumper that didn't want to jump all the way out, so we'll keep going. If we don't get a jumper soon, I'll just, oh wait, we've got one. So here's group 1. Oh, hold on, that's too many. Oh, here we go, there's another one. So that's group 2. Oh, okay, hold on. Okay, since we have 2 groups that fell, I'm actually going to do the last 2 groups with 2 cards each. So we're going to leave this as group 3 here, and this will be group 4. Just to start off the reading, we have the song 2 black Cadillacs. Interesting. We have 2 groups that ended up with 2 cars or 2 cards each. And now we have 2 black Cadillacs by Carrie Underwood playing in the background. Take that however it resonates for your situation, if it does at all. All right, so I think what I'm going to do is we are going to just kind of randomly choose one rune for each pile, and we will roll the rune during the reading itself to determine which rune goes. So I'm going to do this like this. All right, so I apologize for that. Let me get these a little bit straightened, just so that we have a pretty good thumbnail. Forgive my OCD, it can't be helped. I just have to roll with it because I've learned over the years if I give in, the stress is a little bit less. And when I say give in, I give in to the small things. That way I don't give in to the big things, because anyone who has OCD will know exactly what I'm talking about when I say, you know, you don't want to give in to the big, you know, OCD things. Okay, so take a minute, go ahead and choose your group. All right, so let's go ahead and get into our reading. All right, hello, group 1. So interesting that we started off with the Wunjo, or the rune of joy. Even though I do plan on rolling this particular die as we get into the reading, let's see what your focus card is. So you got the Lovers. Interesting. This particular card, as you can see, this looks like a relationship where one person, you know, looks like as if they may have passed away. Now, I don't know if that is actually your situation or not. If it is, I apologize. I am so sorry. That could be why this was actually in the reverse. I believe it was in the reverse or close to being in the reverse in the thumbnail, which would speak of there being no joy. So it could be at this time that you're feeling as if there's no joy in your romantic life. This could also be a situation that, you know, a romance that has ended and you're feeling a little bit, you know, sad and upset about that. So we're going to go ahead and put this over here. And let's roll this particular rune to see which one we get. All right, so now you have the rune for hail. Okay, so this is, you know, hail can be destructive, right? These are big balls of ice that are falling from the sky, and it usually happens suddenly, out of nowhere, unexpectedly. This is kind of the energy of like the Tower card. So it's very likely that maybe your person, or either you lost your person suddenly, if this is a situation where your person has passed. This was, likely something that happened sudden that you were not expecting at all. Or if this is a breakup, this would have been a breakup that was sudden and sort of out of the blue. Okay, so let me go ahead and choose a deck for you. Yeah, I actually kind of feel like we need the Shadowland Tarot. You know, somebody was asking me, I think it was last night, how do you pronounce tarot? And I was telling them, you know, in my normal life, I always say tarot, but for some reason, sometimes when I'm doing readings, I say tarot, and I don't know why. I'm not even comfortable saying tarot if I'm not making these videos, and yet I don't know if it's a channeling thing. I honestly don't know what it is, but yeah, if you hear me do that where I switch back and forth, I don't know why. I don't know where that comes from. Oh my goodness. I keep accidentally shuffling too close to my feathers here. So we have a bunch of crows that live in our yard, and they like to leave us feathers. And so I felt the need to have the feathers out here to help with the messages. Well, the feathers, the snake, and the selenite labradorite. It's like a whole setup that I have here that's very temporary, but it felt like I needed this energy for all of the readings that I'm recording today. And so I keep accidentally shuffling a little too close to that, which is blowing the feathers everywhere and causing the flame from my candles to flicker. And so I apologize if you are someone who enjoys watching the shuffling process, but because of that, I'm having to shuffle off camera for these particular readings because I don't want to have to keep fixing that. So I apologize. If you just give me a moment, let me get these cards shuffled. Oh my God, I even tried to be easy with it and it happened again. Now, I don't ever take anything in a reading for granted because I have to tell you, I just recorded a whole 2-hour video with this set up the way, just exactly. Actually, I had it a little bit closer and it was more stable, but then I moved it and it stayed very stable all through the reading. And so the fact that even just the slightest breeze is sort of knocking these feathers out of place can be a little bit of a metaphor for what's happening in your situation or in your heart and soul right now because of this Lover's card with the hail rune. It could be even that you're feeling even that sensitive and unstable. So we do have the song Always. Hold on. The name of the song is Always, and the band is Saliva playing in the background. This is pistol. The liquor, it's the pistol shaking in my hands, and all I can hear is the sound. I love you, I hate you, I can't be around you. I breathe you, I taste you, I can't live without you. I just can't take any more of this life of solitude. I pick myself off the floor and now I'm done with you. Those are the lyrics that are playing in the background, which very much kind of plays into all of this energy here and the whole, the slightest wind could knock it over. So maybe this is a very toxic situation that needs to end in some way. I don't know. Let's find out. It sounds violent based on this song. I just have to be honest with you and read it like it's coming through. I don't ever sugarcoat anything in any of my readings. I am very bluntly honest. Now we have Paralyzer is the name of the song by Finger 11 is the band. All right, let's see what's going on. All right, so we have the Six of Pentacles first, which is a very positive energy. It's about, equality, reciprocity, generosity. So that's really good. Let's see what else we have here. Okay, now we have the Five of Wands in the reverse. And so this is saying, like, I don't want to fight anymore. So interesting. So whatever this, let's get a couple more cards. He's saying, I hold on for one more drink before I think I'm looking too desperate. But so far, has something, I should just stay home. Okay, and that's tying into this energy here where it's saying like, look, I don't want to fight anymore. Like, oh, interesting. Like I want reciprocity. I want something healthy. Oh, and we have one that just popped out, which is the King of Cups in reverse. I don't want to fight anymore. Like I'm not really ready for this relationship. With the King of Cups in the reverse, this is someone who is not emotionally ready for a relationship. They're not stable enough emotionally to be able to handle a relationship. Interesting. All right, I'm actually going to get a few more. Hold on, I want to. I apologize for clearing my throat. So we're going to get a couple of these. So I feel like, okay, with the way the lyrics are playing in the background, I feel like one person picks at the other or pushes at the other because they feel like the other person isn't doing what they want them to do or something. This actually sounds and feels very, very toxic. Look at, you've got the Nine of Swords that just fell out of the deck. Again, very toxic. She looks like she's stress, anxiety. She's having a sleepless night. She does not feel good in this card. And that's opening the reading for the 9 card or whatever, however many cards come out for the spread. But so far, this does not feel healthy in any way. Interesting. I think maybe what you're looking for is joy, because what I saw was just the Wonjo or joy card. I kind of feel like those want to come out. Okay, look, you've got, see, as I was saying that, like this is what you want right here, but I think this is what you have right now. So how do we get to this good stuff over here? Okay, so I think we're going to do a 9 card spread. And these are going to be the top row. Okay. And so now the song that's playing in the background is Changes by Extentation. All right. Okay, and then we have the King of Cups in the reverse on the bottom of the deck. So now we have the King of Cups coming out in the reverse twice. And then we have the Six of Wands. And then we have the Queen of Swords in the reverse. Okay. It's saying you need to recognize that this is the energy that you're in right here, like very, very plainly. And I also, hold on, because look at, you've got the Page of Pentacles there, but then you also, if this is 3 cards, and it is, okay, so these 3 cards are going to be the center row, and these 3 cards are going to be the bottom row. And I feel like this one is kind of maybe either the outcome or an extra piece of advice or something. All right, so we're going to do this like this. And then this is going to go down. Well, first let me turn these over. So we have the 9 of Swords with the 5 of Pentacles, and then we have the Queen of Swords. That's all really harsh energy right there. Then we've got the 10 of Cups with the Ace of Swords and the 6 of Wands. And then we've got the 2 of Cups with the Sun and the King of Cups in reverse. Now, this is a problem, having the King of Cups in the reverse, because this is the final card in the 9 card spread. But we do have this extra advice, which is the Queen of Pentacles. So we've got 3 people in this reading. Excuse me just for 1 second. Okay, so this might be a situation where you are in a toxic relationship, maybe with this Queen of Swords. And this does not necessarily have to be a female. This just can be the energy of someone whose tongue is just really sharp. And they say mean, when the Queen of Swords is in the reverse, they say mean things on purpose. Okay? They want to hurt your feelings. They want to make you feel like you're being rejected, like you're being left out. They want you to be stressed. They want you in this toxic energy. That's why they say the things that they say. Okay? They're not, there's no other. That's that energy. But then this is past energy too, by the way, recent past, but I also think this is the person that you're with right now who happens to be the toxic person. But remember, you want something joyful, and I think that might be the person that carries the energy of this card, because I think you are this person here who's like, I'm not ready for a relationship. I have to be honest. Like I said, I'm brutally honest about these, because if you're already in this right here, but you're thinking about another person over here, you are definitely not ready for a relationship. You need to get yourself out of this over here and turn yourself back to the upright in order to be mature, calm, stable, compassionate, and loving, and open and willing to compromise, which is all of the things that a relationship needs in order for it to be healthy, right? You have to be honest. You have to be, all the levels of maturity. A real healthy relationship takes a lot of work. So, and you're coming out like this twice. So this is doubling down on this energy, basically saying it's like confirmation that this is you and you are not ready. Okay? Even though this is really what you want, and this is coming in the immediate future, like you may even run into or have a chance to talk to whoever this person is over here. But again, you're still not ready. So don't try to push anything if that's the case. But here's where you are right now. Okay? This is what's on your mind. This is what you want, which is the happy ever after, right? This is the center card. So this is you as you're sitting here watching this. You're hearing truth. You're probably receiving a lot of clarity. You probably already knew this anyway, though. But then having the Six of Wands here at the very bottom in the center, this is what you have control over right now. And this is a card of recognition. Now, typically, this card, if you were looking at it by itself, you see this person has come home victorious from battle. So they're being celebrated and recognized for that. But this card came out between two toxic cards. So when this talks about recognition, it's saying you need to open up your eyes because you have the Ace of Swords in the very center, which talks about truth. It's like saying, wake up. You need to open your eyes to what you're sitting in right now, especially if this is what you want, because you're not going to get it if you keep staying in what you're sitting in right now. It's just toxic. It's just not possible. And then so we get over here to this Queen of Pentacles. So this person, a Queen of Pentacles, is typically someone who's she's like the yummy mommy energy. And I don't know, I probably shouldn't say that. That could be offensive to some people, because the only reason that I say that is because she's very like kind and nurturing and comforting, but she's also very abundant. And that doesn't necessarily mean that she has to have a job to be abundant, right? Like she could just be very creative. Like maybe she's a good cook, or she is an artist, or she's a singer or something like that. There's always some type of beauty or arts attached to the Queen of Pentacles, because this is the card that is, it's one of the earth cards. And so, and then you also have the bunny down here. So, earth energy is very creative and abundant anyway. So if this describes the person that you're interested in, whether they're male or female, let's say you feel very safe, secure, comforted, taken care of, supported in all ways by this person, right? But this person over here makes you feel like all of this energy of like rejection and sadness and stress or whatever. It's time to heal all of that. You have to get yourself back into a happy state. And I think the advice here, because you have look at the the Page of Pentacles. I was literally seeing this card as the Nine of Pentacles, which is single energy. Very interesting. So I think you need to be single for a while, but that's just my opinion. I'm going to go ahead and do some charms real quick, because I want to try and get charms for each of these readings. I realize it'll probably make the video go a little bit long, but that's okay. I've been feeling like I needed to do this video for a little while, so whatever works. All right, so let me move this out of the way. And let me get my camera situated. So we have, oh my God, I just messed up the freaking feathers again. Yeah, that's going to be like something that you're going to have to pay attention to. Like maybe the slightest thing that you say sets your person off. I don't know. I kind of get that feeling like the slightest remark maybe makes your person kind of go crazy and get mean. Like if that's the case, I don't know, run. I would. Like what the hell? Okay, now I can't get, there we go. All right. All right, so yeah, I want to keep this video as short as possible, so I'm not going to extend the charms right now. I'm just going to read them. You'll have to watch one of my other videos if you want to know how I read things. All right. So, first things first. I apologize for that. We have the mushroom that is kind of falling in the center, but to be honest, it is actually more in the house of Taurus. So I would say this message is for everyone, but specifically for those who have Taurus placements. And so the mushroom talks about creativity. And, you know, as I'm filming this particular reading, we have the astrology right now set up for those who are into, you know, manifestation, people who are into ritual, things like that, to fantasize and you know, fantasize in meditation about what it is that you want. It's like creating your own story, right? Creating your own reality, creating your wishes or whatever. So I think everybody right now needs to be doing that this week. Even when you see this, even if it's not the particular week that I'm filming this, I think when you see this, it would not have come up within this reading if it was not meant for any time that you see this. So, you know, everyone this week is going to need to be very creative. And when I say that, that means, you know, get into your head. If there's something that you want to create in reality, you need to fantasize about it. You need to fantasize about it to the point where you can feel it, right? You can taste it, you can touch it, like it becomes just so, you know, so visceral that it feels as if you're living it. All right, so like I said, that was for everyone, but Taurus specifically. And let's go ahead and move on to Aries. So for Aries, you have the question mark sitting on top of the Mars icon, and you have the palm fronds sitting in the outer ring of this, of my mat here. And so what this is telling me is that you're kind of questioning whether or not you should reach out to someone. And I would say yes, probably within, you know, probably about a month. I would give it at least 1 month before you reach out to someone, or if you're wondering if someone else will reach out to you. But I personally know, I think this is the action you need to take. You're questioning the actions that you need to take because this is sitting on top of the Mars icon. I apologize for clearing my throat. So again, this is a question about the actions that you need to take. And I think it's saying you need to reach out to whoever it is, or you need to be the one to make the effort. All right, so for Taurus, again, we know that you need to be very creative this week. You do have the sun charm that is straddling both your house and the house of Gemini, and it is sitting both in the Venus section and the Mercury section. So this is talking about like being kind and loving and compassionate in the things that you say, possibly to a Sagittarius, because you do have the Sagittarius charm here in your sign. You could be dealing with a Gemini, but I think this is more so talking about what you say to a Sagittarius, just because this is falling on the Mercury icon in this particular house. And then we have the cruise ship and the Wenzhou rune. The Wenzhou rune straddles both Taurus and Gemini, but the Wenzhou rune is in the reverse. So with these two together, I have to be honest, I feel like there's kind of a message of like the ship has sailed or something. Because Wenzhou in the reverse is like there's no joy, there's no happiness. So either this message is the ship has sailed, something is over. Maybe you need to tell a Sagittarius that something is over because you're not happy and like, dude, like there's no fixing it. The ship has sailed, right? But you need to be kind and compassionate and loving when you do that. And that's, you know, simply so that you can create your own life, right? Like you need to create what's good and healthy for you. But for others, it could be that you might be going on a cruise within a month and it may not be any fun. Like, I don't know. Like there could be something that happens, like try to stay happy, because there could be something that happens with a Sagittarius that's no fun. All right. So, and by the way, for Taurus, we do have the song playing, the band. Okay, so right now it is actually 5:55 p.m. So those are your angel numbers, 555. And the song that's playing in the background, the artist is AJR and the band is Way Less Sad. And they're actually saying, the lyrics in the background are, "Don't you love it? Don't you love it? Don't you love it?" And then they say, "No, I ain't happy yet, but I'm way less sad." So however that applies to you, Taurus. Okay, so Gemini. The only thing that you really have here is this sun that's attached to Taurus. So maybe there's a conversation you need to have with the Taurus where you need to be very compassionate, except you also have the witch's hat in the outer ring that's off camera here, that's straddling both your house with Taurus, and the Wenzhou rune that is in the reverse that's straddling both your house with Taurus. So again, I feel like if you are trying to create something, if Gemini is trying to create something out of love and compassion, or trying to create something to overcome sadness, right? You need to be compassionate about whatever this talk is that you need to have, I think, with a Taurus. And then you also have the cherries in the outer ring here that straddles your house to Cancer. And so these cherries are, they're not only about like abundance, right? You think of blossoming, or at least I think of blossoming when I think of cherries. I think of rebirth, because the cherry blossom, it's only blooms for a short period of time before it dies, right? And then you get the fruit that comes from the death. So there's something about that where there's a death, rebirth, something where I think it'll be about a month before you receive that abundance or the fruit from that, whatever that is. And then for the sign of Cancer, you have the scissors sitting in the outer edge of the board, and you have the double 5 die. And so the number 5 or 55 can be important for you, or the number 10, because 5 plus 5 is 10, but it looks like you may have to cut someone out of your life or cut something out of your life. There are big changes that you need to make this week, and I think already intuitively you know what that is. So for the sign of Leo, you have the $5 bill with the kitty cat and then the Christmas candy cane in your outer circle. So for Leo, it's going to feel like Christmas in about a month. month. There's going to be some sort of treat coming in for you, but I think this week there are changes like abundance, some sort of good positive changes. And then you do have follow your intuition, pay attention to the details, because the cat is straddling both your house and the house of Virgo. And then for the sign of Virgo, you know, again, follow your intuition, especially when it comes to communication, and have faith. You should see some sort of progress or something within a month. For the sign of Libra, you have love coming in within several months, probably 2 or 3. Nothing for the sign of Scorpio. For the sign of Sagittarius, I think, oh, Sagittarius, interesting, because over here we have Taurus saying to Sagittarius, look, this ship has sailed. And Sagittarius has the axe, which is sitting on the mutable modality. And so mutable means like you can change your mind like really easily, right? And so I feel like this is saying you need to cut somebody else out, and more than likely this is a Taurus. So there's something going on with Taurus and Sagittarius this week. Some sort of ending between Taurus and Sagittarius this week. Okay, so Capricorn, you have the candelabra, the peace sign, and you have the letter. So I think you're going to get some sort of news within a month, some sort of letter. The candelabra is sitting on top of the symbol for your sign, and so this talks about being a light in the dark, or carrying light, right? Lighting the way. So I think you are going to be like the person who lights the way for peace. Your wisdom, because this is sitting on top of the Saturn sigil or icon. And so, you know, this is about using what you've learned, the lessons that you've learned in life to bring peace to a situation. You have to light the way. And there is going to be some sort of message coming in within a month. Then you also have the cowboy boot that straddles both Capricorn and Sagittarius. And so there could be work. You may need to kick it into gear when it comes to like work or some sort of effort that you're putting into something. Yeah, because the spurs always get me with the cowboy boots. And you know, those spurs are used to make the horse go faster, which is actually kind of cruel. So it could be that somebody is like doing something that's actually painful to you, or painful or bothersome, but it's in a way getting you to like spur you to move faster, and however that applies. And it could be attached to a Sagittarius. But then when we get to Sagittarius itself, we have the moon and stars. So there's something happening at night. Or excuse me, for Aquarius. I was saying Sagittarius for Capricorn. I apologize. That still applies, but it actually applies for Aquarius as well, because of the boot here is straddling both Aquarius and Capricorn. Like I say all the time, I don't ever take anything for granted in a reading. If I say the wrong thing, if something happens in the background, it applies to the reading however it applies to you, but don't make it fit to you. Okay, so we have this, something is happening at night. It's either long-term, or it's something that is not going to be changed ever. And then, you know, it's going to be stable and secure, that's happening at night. We do have the sun sitting on top of the Saturn and Uranus icons. So this is bringing clarity over like some solution to a problem, maybe some solution that comes from wisdom. And then you have this dragon that's sitting on top of the icon or the symbol for your sign, and you have the apple in the outer ring. Okay, so the dragon sitting on the symbol for your sign. This is fire energy, and dragon energy is typically energy that has to do with like jewels and gold and greed and money and abundance and so on and so forth, right? That's not always a bad thing. You have some people who follow the starseed tradition who believe that the reptilian starseeds are those who are, you know, the lower vibrational negative you know, entities or whatever, and that's because they are attached to money and greed. But it doesn't always have to be a bad thing, especially with the sun and moon here. It's saying like, I think you're learning this week somehow. There's like something that's happening at night that's actually bringing the solution to a problem that has to do with money, and then within a month you're going to gain some more wisdom that will help you. Okay, there's nothing for Pisces in this one. So I'm going to go ahead and end this particular reading so that we can go ahead and move on to group number 2. I hope that helps. If it did not, Please stick around. There may be another reading here for you that does. Please like, share, comment, subscribe, tell your friends, whatever you can do to help me get the channel's name out there, because I am new here. And thank you for watching. Hi, group number 2. I apologize for taking a minute to get that set up. I don't know if I'm going to cut that out or not. I guess we're going to find out in the edit together, right? We'll see how long this video gets. Okay, so first I want to point out that you have the Manaz rune, or the rune of humankind or humanity. So there may be some sort of like compassion. Oh, and then look, you've got the star card. Interesting. So there's like maybe you, okay, interesting. The healing comes through your humanity. I feel like that's what this combination is saying here. Whatever the situation is, your romantic situation, the healing is going to come through your humanity. Tapping into your humanity. All right, so let's go ahead and get a deck. You know, okay, I was going to use this for like little details and things, but I think just because look at the color, it just, I don't know. I'm going to go with it. I'm going to go with it. So if you did not watch the first reading, I apologize for shuffling off screen. I really felt the need to bring in these elements right here, but this is a very temporary little grid that I made. I just wanted to bring in the energy of the crows from my yard for these messages, as well as there's labradorite, selenite, some aventurine, and the aventurine is in the form of a snake, so I'm bringing in the energy of all of those things combined. But anyway, because of that, because it's temporary and very kind of set up, very fragile, the slightest wind is knocking it over, or it was at least in the first reading, and I don't want to repeat that, so I'm going to be shuffling off camera. But I will do the choosing of the cards where you can see it. I just want to be careful. I apologize for that if that's something that you like and you miss. Okay, one more shuffle, and then we'll start choosing the cards. And you know, it's interesting because I was going to roll that die and I forgot. And I actually kind of feel like we need to leave it just like that. So we're going to roll with that and leave it exactly how it is. But let's go ahead and get some cards and see what's going on. These are going to kind of give us like a sort of general overview. Interesting. All right. So let's do this. All right. Let me see if I have my deck upside down. I do. All right, so we have the Seven of Pentacles, which is energy that talks about being patient. And now we have the Six of Pentacles, which the Six of Pentacles is like energy of reciprocity. We have the Hermit. I gotta be honest with you, I feel like I need to leave it here. I was gonna pull more, but now that that Hermit came out, it just feels like that's the end of the, not really the story, but this is kind of the main energy of what's going on. And so when you look at this energy, so from the 7 to the 6, this is like descending energy. So you went from Like in the Six of Pentacles, this is people working together to support each other, right? You're being compensated fairly for the work that you put in. But when it's in the reverse, that's not happening. You're being cheated. Like one person is getting more than you are. And so if you are sitting here in this energy where you've put all this work in and now you're waiting to reap the rewards of your efforts, and it's not forthcoming, more than likely that's put you into a tailspin. It's got you going, what do I do? What do I do? And another thing I want to point out that's very interesting, and another reason that I stopped it at the Hermit, is because you have the star inside the lantern here that perfectly mimics the star in our focus card. Well, there we go. See? And then when we come back over here, you'll see that it does correspond to that particular star. God, I actually kind of do want to put it over here where it's talking about like, go within, go within. I was going to save this side for like the advice, but I feel like I want to put it here and do this. Look at Five of Cups. Interesting how that works out, and it's still the same message. But this is the advice. This is saying, look, you've put in all of this effort. You're still waiting to reap the rewards, right, for your effort, for your work. And it's not forthcoming because obviously this is a romantic reading. It's not forthcoming, or at least at this moment, it has not been forthcoming. And so you're feeling like your relationship is out of balance and you're feeling upset. You're in your feelings about it. But I want to point out two things. Number one, and look, you got the Ace of Swords on the bottom of the deck. You're getting ready to hear some truth. Okay. I think you're being unfair in this situation for some reason. I don't know why yet. We're going to pull some more tarot cards to answer that. But in the beginning, I didn't roll this. I felt like immediately this was saying your humanity is what's going to heal this situation. So you have to have compassion for something, right? I don't know what yet. But that's why it's saying go within. Do your shadow work. Take a real good look at yourself. Are you really being fair in this situation? Are you sure about that? Because you have these two cups over here, right? Especially if you're feeling like your person isn't giving you as much as you're giving, that might be bullshit because you still have two cups right here that you're not even looking at. So it tells me you might be ignoring some of the stuff, some of the generosity and love that they've been showing you because maybe it isn't what you were hoping for. I don't know. We're going to find out. This is just what I'm picking up so far based on the cards as we have them here. But let me go ahead and get another deck just to get some... and to be honest, I feel like I want to use the Housewives Tarot, which I almost hesitate to do it because typically in this deck, like you see the husband, like look at, she's patting him on the head. Like, you know, it's one thing to be chauvinistic, like for men to be chauvinistic against women. But in some instances, in this particular deck, like there's some, you know, cards that can be, look at kind of, you know, in the reverse, chauvinistic towards men, but I still feel like I need to pick this one up because of the imagery. Like, look at that one. It's kind of showing him as like he thinks he's the king of his castle, right? And to me, he looks a little bit arrogant. All of these cards have like a very snarky, sarcastic sort of undertone to them. But even though I hesitate because I feel like I don't want to bash one side or the other, and I know there's a very good chance they're going to come up in these cards, I still feel like we need to use these cards for whatever reason. So I really feel the need to preface this by saying, even if I say he or she in this particular reading, that does not mean that I am specifically saying the man or the woman, or if you are in a same-sex relationship, that I am saying that it's not your relationship. When I say male and female, it's very important to understand that every human being carries a balance of both energies. We all act from one side or the other depending on what it is that we're doing, what our emotional state is. So, you know, if we're being receptive and kind and loving, that's typically seen as feminine energy. But if we are being active, aggressive, or, not really aggressive, because that's the wrong word. That's not typically masculine energy, but you know, active, where there's movement or there's some sort of action being taken, right? You're doing something physically, including the act of sex or pursuing a partner. That's considered a masculine energy. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and get into the bulk of the reading. Give me a minute to shuffle the cards. Okay. So because I'm limited on my space here, I may not be able to get as many cards in as I would like. Let's see. Let's see what we could do. Okay, we've got one. So we're starting off with the Empress, which is pretty good. Positive energy so far. Recipe for success is what it says on there. So maybe this is coming in with the recipe for success for you. Maybe we'll see. Oh, look, we've got the Two of Wands. So the Two of Wands is energy of coming together to support each other. And as you can see from this particular card, we've got 4 hands. So there's obviously 2 people there. You just can't see one of them. And I have to point out how this is falling underneath the 6 of Pentacles. And that 6 of Pentacles is in the reverse, where we started out this reading saying that one person is coming in complaining, going, oh my God, I'm giving, you're not giving back. But actually, maybe your person is giving back, obviously, in the background. They're just hidden. Okay. So let's get some more. Let's see what else is going on. Mm. Okay, if it doesn't drop soon, I'll just cut the deck again and pull from the top. Okay, there we go. All right, so now we have the Queen of Wands with the what the fuck expression on her face. Literally, hand gesture and all. What the fuck? That's what she's saying. What the fuck? Sorry, I don't mean to be dramatic, but like with those 2 cards together, come on, that's feeling sorry for. Actually, I actually kind of feel like this is spirit saying to the person feeling sorry to them for themselves. What the fuck? Wake up. Open your eyes. I'm so sorry. I feel like this one's going to be a slap upside the head for someone. Okay. You need to do some serious shadow work. That one really wanted to come out, but it didn't. So we're just going to leave it and see if it tries again. I think it was the High Priestess, but I could be wrong. All right, hold on. So we're definitely going to take this one and put it right here under the Empress, and I'm going to get to that for a second, but then we're going to take those as well, and we're going to start filling out. And look at, there's that High Priestess. I knew she wanted to peek out. Okay, now we got 3 of these. So now we have Temperance coming out underneath this Two of Wands. Okay. Maybe your person is doing the like dishes, doing the cooking, something in the background. Hold on. Maybe you're doing the cleaning, or you feel like you're doing most of the work somehow around the house or something, or even on the job, because she is doing, you know, she is presenting something here. So maybe you feel like you're doing most of the work in some way on the job, and around the house. In some way it's affecting this relationship. And again, these are not family relationships. These are romantic relationships that we're talking about here. So with the Two of Wands, you can't see what your person is doing in the background, but I'm pretty sure they've been doing the cooking at least. At the very least, they've been doing the cooking to try and help you out while you're cleaning the house. So again, why are you crying? Oh, wait, I'm not done with these over here. Sorry. Oh, look, now we've got the Six of Swords, the Queen of Wands, and then the Six of Swords. Interesting. I feel like these two, look at the way she's got her bag packed and she's waving bye-bye. I feel like this Queen of Wands is, I feel like one person, the feminine energy is saying to the other person, I would imagine the other person is probably a masculine energy, but they're coming through as a feminine energy as well. I got to be honest with you, because of the cooking aspect. Not that cooking is generally a feminine thing, but it is especially in this particular deck, and I felt really called to pull this deck. This deck is like, you know, flashing back to old traditions like 1950s style stuff, right? So that's going to be the energy that comes through. And it's, I apologize for the shaking. It's just my camera stand. But anyway, it's the energy that's going to come through. And it's the reason that I hesitated to pick up this deck to begin with, because I knew just based on this right here, somebody was going to be unfair, right? Somebody is sitting in this 1950s energy of like, if you don't do what I want, I'm going to leave. First of all, I feel like that's what somebody is saying, but I also feel like Spirit is kind of saying, what the fuck, to the person saying that. Look, Ace of Pentacles. This is like one side over here. I think this is two women. I got to be honest. I feel like this is a same-sex, or two feminine energies, a same-sex relationship. One is complaining about the work in the house, but doesn't see that the other one is doing cooking. It's got to be cooking. I'm sure of it because of that. But let's get two more cards. Okay, hold on. See, we had that one that wanted to pop out, but it didn't. So let's see if it comes back. All right. Now we have the Emperor on the bottom of the deck. So the Emperor card is about like taking charge, being a leader. I feel like the masculine energy needs to take charge and be a leader for whatever, take that however it resonates, even though I do think this is definitely a same-sex feminine relationship. And then look, we've got the Chariot and Judgment are the last two cards that came out. Okay, so also I think the person that you're saying isn't doing enough, maybe they're running errands, going to the store, that kind of stuff. Kind of like extras around the house that maybe you're forgetting about. And then over here with this like Judgment card coming underneath all of this energy, this is saying whoever this person is, you're just being way too judgy, harsh, you know, way too picky about everything. Like, loosen up. Where is you, literally, where is your humanity? Do you really want to heal this situation? Like, I don't know. I kind of feel like your person is maybe, you know, maybe your person might be a little bit overworked too. I got to be honest with you. Just simply because of the way that this card is coming out. Like, could you imagine having to walk, like if this was your body, how difficult that would be to move? So maybe there's something about one person's body hurts a lot. It could be the person that carries the masculine energy, usually. And so like they're in a lot of pain a lot, and they're asking you to have compassion. I am going to go ahead and pull some charms. Give me a second to get this cleared up so that I have room on my table. Yeah, I think whoever it is that's watching this in this moment, I do feel like maybe you need to do a little bit of shadow work. I'm so sorry. like I said, I'm always brutally honest in these readings, and you know, if you came looking for a different answer or results than what I'm giving, and you're a little bit salty, I apologize. And see, again, it keeps happening in this reading, and I keep taking that to mean like I got to be really careful with every movement that I make because I don't want to blow that out of the way, and yet I keep doing it. So also it could be that maybe this message is the same for you as it was for the other group, which was, you know, everything that you say could set this person off, or maybe what I'm saying is setting you off and making you a little bit angry because you're hoping that I would, or that you'll get, not I would, but that's like you'll get sympathy or something. And I think like spirit or me, whatever, is kind of slapping you upside the head and going, wake up, and you don't really want to hear it. But anyway, let's go ahead and get into some charms. So I'm not really going to explain how I read these. Please watch one of my other videos for that, because I'd really like to keep this particular video as short as possible. So give me a second with the next. All right. So interesting. This is the second group that has not had anything in the very center. So it's all personal or special specific readings for each sign. And I do want to point out for Virgo specifically, you do have the Manaz rune, which is the same rune that we have over here. And it did come up in the reverse, which means it could be that you are the sign of Virgo, or you have Virgo prominent in your chart, and maybe you are the one who needs to be compassionate, or you know, use your humanity, because like I say, these are, you know, this is just a confirmation to have it come out twice like that. And so, special message just for you, you know, not to call you out too much, but to call you out just simply because that's what Spirit does. So moving on to Aries, we do have the I love you charm, and it was upside down. Are you falling out of love with someone, Aries? Maybe it's not so much that you're falling out of love. Maybe the passion is dying. It fell on top of the Mars icon. It's just what I'm getting. Take it however it resonates, especially for this particular reading. So maybe the passion is dying in your relationship, and that's something you need to pay attention to. There's nothing for Taurus, nothing for Gemini. For the sign of, well, actually, for the sign of Gemini, we have what I call the floral moon in the outer ring, and it's actually straddling both Gemini and Cancer. So I think for both Gemini and Cancers, within a month, you're going to be just feeling really good emotionally, because that's what this particular moon says to me, because it's just so pretty. It looks like a decoration, right? Like, I feel like you're just going to be feeling really good. And then again, for the sign of Cancer, you have the piece of bloodstone, African bloodstone, sitting on top of the moon icon. And so this particular piece of bloodstone, or this type of bloodstone, is good for removing toxicity and bringing in balance into your life. And so this can be toxic, like emotional toxicity, anything that is causing you emotional problems. Like they're saying you need to do something to clear that out of your life. So for the sign of Leo, you have the slice of pizza sitting on top of the sun. So for Leo, I think this is saying there's like clarity over your piece of the pie. Like maybe you have questions about what is your piece of the pie, however that resonates. But that's just, you know, how it's hitting me. How the piece of pizza always hits me that way, because you eat it, right? Usually when there's pizza, like not usually, but when I think of pizza, I think of like pizza parties, or, you know, like people tend to get excited about it, right? So this is, you know, I want my slice of the pie, my slice of heaven. And so maybe you're getting clarity over what that slice is. So for the sign of Virgo, you have nothing for this particular week, but in the, you know, next couple of weeks to a month, you have the lizard and bellows with this humanity rune in the reverse. So you have to, if you want to breathe new life into this situation, you have to get creative, and you have to tap into your humanity. Turn this into the upright. Use your compassion in this situation. 1000%. You have to use your compassion in this situation, and you have to get creative about it. So for the sign of Libra, you have the Castle, which is straddling both Libra and Scorpio. So I feel like this is like dreams, castles, like maybe you're dreaming of creating something with a Scorpio. Interesting. For the sign of Scorpio, you have the scissors that fell directly on top of the airplane. Ooh, I think you need to not just cut someone out of your life, but get as far away from them as you possibly can for good, because that fell on top of the fixed, you know, the area of your particular house that designates the fixed modality. And so fixed signs are very stubborn and stuck in their ways. Like once they make a decision, that's it. It's a decision for good. And so I feel like that's what it's saying. Like once you cut this person out and leave, it has to be for good. Take that however it resonates. So for the sign of Sagittarius and Capricorn, you both have the you versus you charm straddling your charts. I think maybe there's a conflict between you two. Maybe you both are like being stubborn. I kind of feel like that with this you versus you. Like you both are so stuck in your, you know, me, whatever. And maybe you need to get out of that, especially because Capricorn has the, in the way outer circle, which talks about a couple of months to a year, you have the rune that talks about what do you need, right? And so this is a stress rune. There's stress coming in for you in several months. And I think that that's what it's saying is you right now, you need to stop being so stuck on or stuck in your ways, because it's going to bring stress in, at least for the Capricorn. Specifically for the Capricorn, this is going to bring stress in a few months, probably about 3 months based on where it fell. For the Sagittarius, the advice is also to get out of, or you know, stop being so stuck in your ways. Be flexible. Okay, so for the sign of Aquarius, but kind of, it's really for the sign of Aquarius and the sign of Capricorn, because it was straddling both houses. You have the bridge, and then, or excuse me, the sign of Aquarius to the sign of Pisces. There's a bridge between you two. So I feel like it's saying you need to bridge the gap. And because it was mostly in the house of Aquarius, I feel it's Aquarius that needs to bridge this gap between themselves and Pisces, however that resonates for you. This can be something long-term, or it can have to do with children for the Pisces. Maybe this has to do with Pisces, the Pisces children, but it doesn't have to, because we also have the money with the crab, which this is the Cancer, the crab for Cancer, the sun sign of Cancer. And so this has to do with like security, family, home. This rules the 4th house typically in a chart. And so like I say, it has to do with like childhood, home, family, security, which can be money. So there's something about money, security, possibly family and children that's happening between Aquarius and Pisces. And Aquarius is the one who needs to reach out, bridge the gap between the two in some way, shape, or form. Okay, I hope that resonates, and I'm going to go ahead and move on to the next group. Please, if this did not resonate, please stick around. There may be another reading here for you that will. Please like, comment, share, subscribe, tell your friends, whatever you can to help me out as I am new here, and I thank you for watching. Okay, hello group 3. How are you? So before we even start, we already know that you have the Ace of Pentacles. Ooh, and you have the rune of the awakening, the day rune, the rune of hope and illumination. And okay, also before I roll this particular rune here, this is the rune of fate, and it's sitting on its side. That just happens to be how it landed when I set it down. And so that means right now things are unknown. Okay, I am still going to roll this, but at this moment, I think you are hoping for some sort of invitation or offer from your person. Maybe this is someone that you have a crush on. I'm not sure yet. We'll kind of, you know, get into that a little bit more as we get into the reading, but based on what's going on here, I feel like this is saying, you know, right now it's unknown. It's like the hand of fate. Do they, don't they? I think this particular reading, for whatever reason, is going to be the epitome of the title, which is, you know, do they love me or not, basically, right? But we're going to get into it and see. So let me get these set up here, and I actually want to put the tiger in front just because I love the color. Oops. All right. Now let me roll this rune. Okay. Interesting. Okay, so this one, this one, it's actually a very positive rune. It's a rune of like movement, connection. Let's get some cards, and give me 1 second because my dog is knocking on the door and distracting me as I'm trying to do this.
Hey, Ethan, I tried to get your attention before.
I'm recording. I can't. I'm recording. I told you I was going to be out here recording for a while. Okay, come on, Sassy, go this way. I apologize for that. Hopefully I'll be able to cut that out. I guess my dad's upset with me. He was trying to get my attention, and I tried to tell him I was going to be recording for a while. Give me 1 second to get back to where I was. All right, so when we talk about this particular rune here, it talks about like delays, but I don't really feel like there's like obstacles or delays so much with this one. I actually feel like there is movement happening, especially because of the way that the rune of fate fell. Interesting. And I'm actually reading something real quick about this particular rune because I just felt like I wanted to look it up. It says difficulties that you experience can have a positive impact, and delay may result in the necessary impetus to the development of the situation. So okay, that's interesting. That explains why the cup rune came sideways. So I feel like it's saying, like, if you are I don't know, nervous about, or you're either waiting for your person or you're nervous about reaching out to your person or whatever, like there's some sort of delay that's actually positive in the end, in the long run. All right, and we have the song Conversations by Juice WRLD playing in the background. I don't know if you can hear that, but my earbuds died, so hopefully I don't get in trouble for having that playing in the background. I'm going to try and turn it down so that it's not too obvious. Okay. Okay, so again, the artist is Juice WRLD and the song is Conversations. All right. Actually, no, I feel like we need. So timing, all about timing. That's what the chorus is right now. I totally feel like that 100% plays into this reading so far. Okay, so let me get a couple of cards. I have to shuffle off screen if you haven't watched any of the other groups, simply because I have these feathers up here. I don't want to blow them across the table, and it's been happening, every time I forget to pay attention, so I got to be careful. All right, one more shuffle and then I'll start pulling the cards. Oh, those three wanted to come out. So let's see what those are. So we have the Page of Swords on the bottom of the deck. Oh, look. Interesting. So we have the Six of Pentacles, the Queen of Cups, and the Sun. Very interesting energy for a love reading because, like, it's this particular card right here that's hitting me weird. This is like, I think that Miami Vice is the name of this particular, because this is the TV series Tarot, right? And so each of the cards is going to show a different television series, and I think this is Miami Vice. So they were kind of playboys in this show, and that's coming out on the right-hand side, which is a little bit of a problem for me because, like, I don't know, if you're like waiting for your person, especially with this energy over here, which is like, I can't remember which exact show, but this gives me like the vibe of, but I'll look at, you've got the scales here. So maybe your person is involved in the legal profession in some way. They don't have to be like a cop or a lawyer, but maybe they somehow work in like a business type of situation where maybe they kind of have the vibe of a playboy. And then you've got this Queen of Cups in the center here, and this particular show is Charmed. And I feel like maybe you and your friends are like trying to do, I don't know, obviously trying to influence the situation in some way to maybe get him to notice you. I don't know. And then look, this here is Bones. And then, okay, interesting. I think this literally has to do with the legal profession in some way, because we have the song Little Toy Guns by Carrie Underwood. And then this is the show Bones, where she works at the Smithsonian as a forensic, I don't remember exactly what she is, but they do forensics, right? So you've got gun in the song, forensics here, the legal scales here, and Miami Vice over here. So this is definitely something or somebody is involved in the legal profession in some way in this situation. And actually, I'm going to put this one here just because it was on the bottom of the deck. Even though it's not the advice, I was going to save this card or this holder for the advice. As you know, if you've been watching my readings, I always just follow my instincts and go with whatever happens in the reading. And my instincts are telling me this card needs to be here. So if we look at the Page of Swords, this is a song of, or not a song, funny. Maybe you need to communicate. Oh, interesting. So this particular song, Toy Guns, talks about someone. I wish words were like little toy guns, no sting, never hurt no one, just a bang, bang rolling off your tongue. So interesting. And then the Page of Swords being the advice. Typically, pages are messengers. Swords are always communication, or at least thought, right? And she's holding that sword in her hand, which means the communication is probably going to be something that is not easy, or it's going to seem harsh, or it's going to seem clipped in some way. Maybe, oh my God, hold on. Maybe it's not so much that the words are harsh. Maybe it's that it's hard to get the words out. Dude, that's what it feels like. Like maybe your person has got a little bit of like something where they seem like a playboy, or they seem like they get a lot of attention or something, and you're having a hard time communicating how you feel to them. Interesting. I don't know. Let's see how this is going to play out some more. I'm not sure what cards I want to get for the bulk of the reading. Hold on. So we have Incubus with the song Summer Romance, anti-gravity love song playing in the background. Interesting. Okay, so I think, actually, no, I think I'm going to use these. All right. Actually, I don't know. I don't know. I think I want, hold on. Sorry, I don't know why I'm so indecisive. Maybe you or your person is indecisive in this situation. I don't know. I think this is the Everyday Witches Tarot. I could be wrong. Let me give it a couple of shuffles and then we'll pull some cards to see what's going on. Sorry, I feel like I need to do more shuffles than I thought. It just feels like the cards are, I don't know how to explain it. I don't know. There's something indecisive. I don't know. And then look. Oh, okay. As I was getting ready to talk about the tower, it's going anti-gravity, like just the chorus of the song. And I feel like that's how somebody feels in this situation. Because if you look at the tower card, like they're, one person jumps, one person's being flung out of the tower, and it's because there's this sudden, unexpected, like lightning strike. Now, the tower is not always a bad card. Sometimes the lightning strike can be like, oh my God, I just saw this person, and holy shit, who's that? Oh my God, I need this person or I want this person, right? And I feel like one person is saying like that's how they felt when they saw the other person or when they were around the other person. And maybe that's the reason that the words are so hard to get out. And it feels like a struggle, a struggle, a struggle. Interesting. Let's get some cards. Okay. That one right there wants to come out, but let me get a couple more. We got the Fool in the very center. Hold on. Okay. Okay, I think your person is definitely single. I don't know if that's a question that you have been asking or not. Okay. So in the immediate past, you've been feeling, and look at there's a bridge in the background. So maybe in the immediate past, you've been feeling like this is a waste of time, or not worthless, but a little bit like a waste of time or something. Because maybe I wonder if you're wondering if your person is single or not. I think your person is definitely single, but I do think they have options because of this woman on skates in the background. Like I say, I have to be brutally honest in these readings. I don't sugarcoat anything. So whoever your person is, they do have options. Look, you've got the Three of Cups. See, this is why you're upset, because you know they have options. Maybe that's why you're thinking you don't have a chance or something. But look, you got the Fool with the High Priestess. I think, like, maybe intuitively, like, this should be your person, and that's the reason that you and your friends are, like, trying to come up with some, I don't know. I feel like you guys are trying to, like, manipulate the situation or trying to influence the situation in some way. Hold on. Oh, look, we've got the Death card over here. Interesting, but it's in the reverse. So this is a rebirth. When it's in the reverse, I wonder, is your person, okay, is this, and then you've got the Three of Wands coming underneath the Three of Cups. So this is waiting energy. Maybe you've been waiting for a while to, like, or maybe in the past you waited for a chance to have an opportunity with your person. And I think I have to say, because of the way she's got her back here, and even though her head's not tipped down, like she's looking away from me at least. And so I feel like maybe you were very, like, I've already picked up on it, how you were insecure because you thought that there were other people, but I think you might have been insecure to the point where you wanted to just look away. You didn't even want to try or something. Okay, and then in the background we have the song Monster by Skillet playing. So maybe you feel like a monster and you feel like you can't reach out, or you can't, like, even though you were waiting for your chance or your opportunity, you felt like a monster. So maybe that's why you didn't reach out. And then okay, hold on. Let me get some more cards. And we got the Tower in the center again. So remember when I was saying, like, you know, the Tower doesn't have to be bad. One person is like, oh my God, I feel like I'm just I just got flung from this tower, right? Something was sprung on me suddenly. And this is the current energy. This is how you feel right now. But you also have control over this because this is the bottom row. So, you can, like, I think what these two cards are saying is use your intuition, because you are, like, you're just fearful because this is like a new beginning or something new. Like, don't let the fear overcome you. But let's get one more card that's going to talk about the outcome over here, because so far this is really positive. I gotta be honest. I think it's just total fear that you're dealing with it. I don't think there's any reason for you to be. Okay, and then look. Well, okay, so interesting. I think you're going to chicken out. I don't think you're going to offer your cup. I think you're going to be, because look at, even though the death is in the reverse, it's a rebirth, but like, I think it's either that you're going to chicken out, or once you, or maybe you're going to decide you like to be single. I don't know, something about this. Like, I think you're not going to offer, because look, 10 of Wands on the bottom of the deck. You feel like it's a burden. There's too much competition because your person is somehow, some way, either in the spotlight. Maybe they are very wise or something, but there's a lot of fear attached to this. Like, in some way they're charismatic, something, they're in the spotlight. They get a lot of attention. You feel like it's too much of a burden. You don't want to fight. You don't want to try. That's so sad. I'm so sorry, but I mean, I can't force you to like, I can't talk you into doing something you don't want to do, but I have to be honest. And if this is a cross-watching thing where you're hoping your person will reach out, but you are not willing to reach out, I don't think they're going to either. So if that's the case, if you know, like, if you are interested in someone, but you don't want to reach out, then you're self-fulfilling your prophecy. You're never going to have a chance with them. You're going to end up being single. But there is an opportunity for a rebirth. You have to be willing. You have to be willing for a new start, because I do not think the other person is going to come to you. I just don't think that's going to happen. So you're going to have to decide exactly what it is that you want. All right, so let's go into some charms real quick. Let me get these cleaned up so that we can go ahead and see what messages are there. We have Juice WRLD with Wishing Well playing in the background. And he's saying, this is the part where I tell you I'm fine, but I'm lying. I just don't want you to worry. This is the part where I take all my feelings and hide them because I don't want nobody to hurt me. So again, this is going back to what's happening in this reading, where I think you're too afraid to put yourself out there, and that's going to be a self-fulfilling prophecy. You're going to end up letting it slip right through your hands by doing that. Okay, so let me get this set up. Okay. So again, I've been saying this in all of the readings. I want to keep this video as short as possible, so I'm not going to explain how I read the charms. I'm just going to read them. Okay. So here in the center, we have the bird that is actually turned upside down, and it's straddling both the houses for Cancer and Leo. So for those who have Cancer and Leo placements, you're going to need to be very, very careful about what you say over at least the next week. Probably, immediately. Maybe there's even a problem with something you already said. That's a possibility, especially because Mercury is getting ready to go retrograde here in a couple of weeks. So, and it's going retrograde in Gemini, which is, Mercury is all about communication anyway, but having it in Gemini, it's doubling down on the communication factor, right? So to have this in the reverse, it's very likely that you said something that you regret, and you may have to go in and fix the situation. And so that was in the center. So that could be for everyone, again, because Mercury is going retrograde, but specifically that is for both Cancer and Leo signs. And I do want to point out that in the background, we have the song Invitation by Ashniko playing, and the time is 6:54 p.m. exactly. So that's your angel number, 654. It is a descending number, which means things are descending, which ties into this miscommunication. So again, you need to come in and rectify this situation. All right. So, it could be attached to someone asking you out. Maybe you rejected them, and you rejected them in such a way that it hurt their feelings or something, because this song is invitation, but it is where the invitation is an unwanted advance. So I don't know how that plays into this situation here, but whatever, it's something that you said that is a problem that you need to rectify. Okay, so moving on, we're going to come back over here and start at Aries, because Aries is always the first in the zodiac. And you have the Leo charm. You have the mask, which was in the reverse. So when the mask is upside down, that means someone is revealing their truth, or they're telling you some truth. You need to, this is some truth that it will open your heart in some way, because this is what I call my open heart cross. It has a sunburst in the very center to represent the heart. So whatever this truth is, possibly coming from a Leo, it's emotional because of the moon. Whatever it is, it's going to open your heart in some way. It's going to expand your heart. You're going to feel really good. I think it's going to be something joyous. For the sign of Taurus, you do have the moon and stars sitting on top of the Venus icon in your house. And so I think you might have a secret admirer. Interesting. I don't know. It's just how it's hitting me. Take that however it resonates. For the sign of Gemini, you have the $5 bill in the outer circle. So and it's in the upright. So you probably have some sort of abundance in the form of either changes or money coming in within a couple of months, that can be attached to love, because you have the Maid with Love charm. Now the Maid with Love charm is sitting in this ring. So that's within a month. And that's all you have in your sign. We already discussed Cancer and how they may have said something that they need to rectify. Leo as well, there's something you said that you need to rectify. You do have the candelabra sitting on top of the symbol for your sign. So you have to lead the way. You have to be the light in the dark in some way to bridge a gap. Or make it through some next doorway, some next, the next rung on the ladder, the next step in the game, the next station that you have to check in at, the next whatever, to be able to get across that bridge and through that doorway. Leo, you are going to have to lead the way, which means you are going to have to be the one to rectify whatever it is that you said or did. I think it's something that you said, though, because it's a bird, it was upside down, and it's all this Mercury retrograde, Mercury in Gemini. It definitely is not an action. This is words, where you're going to have to be the one to bridge the gap in some way if you want to make it through this next doorway. Okay. Oh, by the way, for Cancer, I forgot you have the domino sitting in the outer ring. It's the 5 it's the 5 domino with a 5 in blank. So the number 5, the number 50, or the number 0 could be important for you, but this is coming in. The number 5 represents changes. So there are changes coming in within a month, especially if you rectify this situation of whatever it is that you said. So for Virgo, you have the I can charm sitting on top of the earth element. So I feel like this is saying you can create your own security. You can create your own abundance. Just believe in yourself. There really isn't much for Libra. You do have the angel charm that is straddling both the Libra and Scorpio houses. So, there could be some sort of angel that comes in. Maybe Scorpio is coming in and being an angel for you, or you're being an angel for a Scorpio. Take that however it resonates. Although Scorpio does have the footprints charm sitting in the outer edge of the board, which means there's support coming in for you. Probably, by the end of the week, from the time that you watch this, and it's probably support coming in from a Libra. Sagittarius doesn't have any messages this week, but Capricorn has the Maid with Love charm and the $10 bill sitting in the outer ring with the dragon sitting in the way outer ring. So this is like at least 4 months to a year. So dragon energy tends to be attached to things like jewels, gold, greed, money, all of those things that most people would think is lower vibrational, but it doesn't have to be, especially when you have this $10 bill coming in this outer circle. So I feel like there is, like right here within the week, someone is doing something out of love for you that's going to maybe by the end of the week bring some sort of abundance. But I think the advice is not to get greedy about it with this dragon energy. Like, don't keep expecting it for way too long, right? Because that dragon energy is like 3 to 4 months out. So for Aquarius, you have the Virgo charm straddling both your house and the house for Pisces. And then Pisces has the Aquarius charm. So I think Aquarius and Pisces have probably something happening with a Virgo, or maybe there's a Virgo attached to the situation, or there's healing that needs to happen between the two. So Virgo is bridging the gap between the two. It could be a Virgo that facilitates some sort of conversation. These are definitely connected, and there's a circus in the outer ring, probably within a month. Like there's some sort of circus happening. Like you're going to feel like you're within a circus, probably attached to whatever this situation is. I'm not exactly sure what this is. It could be healing. Like maybe Aquarius needs to be the one to reach out to Pisces for healing, or a Virgo will help facilitate that in some way, or Aquarius, Virgo, and Pisces are all attached in some way to whatever this circus is that's coming within a month. Okay. Oh, and then we also have the $50 bill, but it's in the reverse in the outer ring for Pisces. So there's some sort of expenses coming in within several months. Some expenses or losses are coming in within like at least 3 or more months, some sort of expense or loss. Okay, so I hope that resonates. If it does not, please stick around. There may be another reading here on the channel for you that does. Please like, share, comment, subscribe, tell your friends, whatever you can to help me as I am new here. I don't know. I don't remember what else I'm supposed to say, but thank you for watching. And let's go ahead and move on to our last group. Hello, group 4. So we do have the Anzu's rune, or the God rune. Basically, this is the messenger, or the messages rune, but it is sideways. So maybe these messages are neutral in nature. Maybe they will not answer all of your questions. I don't know. I'm just going by the energy, because if it was in the upright, this would be, the answer or a message or the word of God. But if it's in the reverse, it is not. It would be like, the word of the devil or something toxic, right? Something that's a lie. But we're going to roll this rune and see what the actual energy is. So let's see your cards. Well, you're starting off with the Sun, which is the most positive card in the whole tarot. And then you've got the Temperance card. 2 extremely positive cards. The Sun brings in joy. The Temperance card brings in healing. Actually, I need to move this camera up a little bit more, I think. Okay. So we've got joy and healing coming in for this group with their romantic situation. Let's see what the rune is. Okay, so now we have the Thorn. So the Thorn is sitting in the neutral position. It's not in the upright, it's not in the reverse, but it's still a thorn nonetheless. So there's something that is messing with the joy, the balance of your relationship at this time. So let's see what it is. We're going to look at let's use the Everyday Witches Tarot. Okay, somebody may be coming in to be a thorn in your side because we have Kaylee Morgu, however you pronounce her name, with the song Siren playing in the background. One more shuffle and then we'll go ahead and get our cards. Oh, I didn't even realize that I was shuffling so much that I blew my feathers away, which really bothers me because I really felt the need to bring them into the reading today, and I keep accidentally doing that, which is the reason that I am shuffling off camera. Okay, interesting. We've got the star on the bottom of the deck. I don't know why. I feel like this is not a good energy for the star, especially with the song playing in the background. I feel like maybe the person who, or whatever this is that's a thorn coming in to mess with your relationship, maybe there's somebody who gets a lot of attention or demands a lot of attention for some reason. Ugh, I give up on the feathers. I guess they're just going to fly away. I'm getting frustrated now. Okay, look, now we've got Temperance on the bottom of the deck. We've got to pull that one. And hold on, the Three of Cups. Hold on, let's see what's going on here. The Temperance, the Three of Cups, the Seven of Pentacles, and then the Two of Cups. I feel like, okay, even though we have the Eight of Wands, I feel like this is chaos energy, which is really what the thorn would be about. She looks scared, like maybe she created something she didn't want to. She created a storm she didn't want to. I don't know how that's going to play out in the reading, but I do have to say with these particular cards, I feel like it's saying, stay patient, be patient, don't worry, whatever this thorn is in the relationship. I feel like all of this is positive energy, and it's energy of being patient. Even though you do have the Three of Cups, and typically with the Three of Cups in a romantic relationship, it does mean that there's a possibility of a third party. We have over here with the last card that came out, the Two of Cups. So even if there is a third party trying to weasel their way into your relationship, just stay patient, don't worry about it, because I think it's going to all work out to your advantage in the end anyway with this Two of Cups. In fact, I feel like that's literally the outcome card. This is the advice and this is the outcome. So the advice is to stay patient because you will maintain your relationship. I think the other person is not going to be able to handle the storm that they brew up. It's going to, whatever it is, they're going to be very shocked and frightened by it. We have Shine Down playing in the background with the song Burning Bright. One more shuffle and then we'll start pulling some cards to see exactly what's going on. Who and what is this thorn? Okay, and the chorus, the more the light shines through me, I pretend to close my eyes. The more the dark consumes me, I pretend I'm burning bright. So in other words, it's saying don't give in to the fear of this energy here at all. It's not what you seem. It's not what you seem is what I'm getting from that. Okay, and see, look. Remember when I was saying with the Eight of Wands on this one where she looks kind of fearful of what she's brewed up, right? Now we've got the Page of Wands on the bottom of the deck, and she looks fearful of, like she sat down to come and have a conversation with these one lizard probably and ended up with a whole bunch of them, and now she's fearful. Right? I don't know. I feel like whoever or whatever, I feel like it's a person trying to get in the middle of your situation, and whoever it is, they have no clue what they're getting into, and they're going to end up being afraid for some reason. I'm not sure why. They are definitely going to end up feeling afraid or overwhelmed or something. All right, so we're going to go with it. We had 4 cards fall out, and I do feel like they need to go this way. So instead of doing a 9-card spread, we're going to make it a little bit different and do 3 rows of 4. Just because I always go with my instincts in these readings. So there's something about stability here. Forgive me my OCD, I have to get the cards straight. There's something about stability here because of the number 4. Interesting, look. Now we've got the 2 of Wands with the Queen of Pentacles. So again, 2 of Cups, 2 of Wands. This whole thing, and there's 2 people in this Queen of Pentacles. Again, literally, I could keep pulling cards, but I literally feel like it's just going to keep giving me the same story over and over of like, be patient, be patient, be patient. Especially because these 2 cards, actually all 3 of these cards right here, she kind of looks unconcerned, right? I feel like it's saying, go about your business, don't even pay attention. Because there is temptation. I do think there is temptation. I'm not going to lie to you. I think your person might be tempted. I don't know if you're actually in a marriage or not. I don't know. I do think, I feel like you might not be, like whatever this situation is. I mean, I could be wrong and I apologize if I am, but I feel like based on the energy that's coming through, the advice that's coming through, like maybe you and your person are not in a very completely committed situation yet, and there is some temptation coming in that might be having you feel a little bit afraid, and it's very possible that your person could go out on a date with this person, and that person ends up feeling extremely scared, overwhelmed, frightened. I don't know. There's something, they get too nervous, something where they can't handle it. And like, you know, I just have to say it how it is. I feel like maybe whoever this person is that's trying to come in, like maybe they're younger and they're not mature enough or something. That's just how it feels to me. And so like it really, and look at, you've got Wild Child playing in the background, and I feel like that one needs to come out. Hold on. So Wild Child, who's the artist? The Black Keys. The Black Keys is the artist, and the song is Wild Child. After these 3 cards here, I'm gonna go ahead and stop because we do have the 7 of Wands on the bottom of the deck. And so the 7 of Wands talks about defending your position. But as you can see, it's a strategy. She's showing a graph, right? Also, he's showing a graph that looks like things are depleting or descending. I don't know. I guess it depends on the way you read it. She's pointing right here. I don't know. It depends on the way you read it. But anyway, it's about defending your position, but I feel like this is strategy, and I think the strategy is to completely go about your business, act unconcerned, do not say anything to your person. Oh, look, you've got the King of Cups. Hold on. Oh my God, the 10 of Cups, and then the 8 of Cups. Okay. Now, the 8 of Cups typically talks about like going to find what's missing, right? But I think this right here feels like research study, but all of this energy is really good. So again, I just have to reiterate. So if you're dating someone, it's not completely serious yet, and suddenly there's somebody younger, or I don't know, somebody who comes in who is less mature than you in some way, who poses some sort of competition to you, I think you need to just go about your business. Don't worry about it. Don't let it bother you. Stay calm, stay balanced, because you still have the upper hand no matter what happens. You've got the King of Cups, the Ten of Cups, and even though this is the Eight of Cups in the final position, and the Eight of Cups does talk about going to find your bliss, I feel like with all three of these cards, it's saying you guys are going to study and learn each other. Like that's the outcome. You're going to be going off together to find your bliss, but only if you can maintain your balance and your patience and your calm right now. Like you don't want to be a crazy person. All right, so let's get some charms. Let me go ahead and get these cleaned up. And so we have right now the song playing in the background is Hey, Hey, What Can I Do by Led Zeppelin. And it's talking about, let me tell you about the girl I love. I want to tell her that I love her. I want to tell her that she's the only one, is what he's saying in the background right now. Okay, let's get some charms. All right, so as I've explained in the other groups, I'm not going to, explain how I do these charm readings because I'd like to keep this video as short as possible, and we're already at 2 hours. Let me just give it a minute and read. Okay. Interesting. We have actually quite a bit that is landing in the center here. So we have the clock, we have the arches, and we have the elephant. We also have the palm fronds, and we have kind of the baby carriage, but the baby carriage really is sitting in both Aquarius and Pisces houses. So I'm actually not going to read that as the center because we have so much more going on in the center. I'm not going to read the $10 bill as being in the center either, even though it really is. So there could be something about babies or children for everyone. There could also be something about money coming in for everyone this week. But for the main general reading for everyone, there is something about... Okay, I feel like this is... You have something about reaching out to people from the past. Hold on, I need to work this out because we've got the elephant, and the elephant does have the ornate rug over its back, as if this elephant is meant to be ridden, right? Used for transportation. But the thing about elephants is that they're pack animals. They're very matriarchal, right? But they have a very long memory. They mourn their family. And so there's something about the arches, the clock, the palm fronds, and then this elephant that I feel like there's something maybe reaching out to your family. And we do have to remember that Mother's Day is coming up this weekend, so that could very well be what this is coming, this message that's coming through is about, spending time with your family, reminiscing about the past, memories of the past. Maybe you need to reach out to people that you haven't spoken to in a while that can, take it however it resonates for you. All right, so for the sign of Aries, the only thing you really have in your sign is the cross. So I think it's telling you to keep faith this week, like don't lose your faith. You do have the swan in the outer ring, which is, hitting it like possibly 5 to 6 months, in my opinion. So there's something about the swan. So swans deal with like beauty, transformation, partnership and couples. Swans also deal with like love. They're a potent symbol for love. So, maybe if you're in Aries and you're looking for love, it's coming in, in several months here. So for Taurus, you have the charm, the Libra charm, which is also the scales of justice. And I don't know why I always just read that in two ways. So either you're dealing with a Libra this week, but this did fall over the earth symbol, the earth element. So I feel like if this is a situation that has to do with like justice or a legal issue, I feel like there's some stability or there's some long-term justice coming in, especially if there's like Taurus, if there's something going on with like your family, your ancestors, something like that, there's like justice coming in that's like a long time coming. And there's also messages coming in probably about a month out. Maybe it's attached to this in some way. It could even be that maybe somebody from your family is reaching out to you. All right. And we do have the song, we have the band Heart with the song Alone playing in the background as I read that. So for Gemini, you have the You versus You charm, and then you have the Fate rune in the outer ring, but the rune of Fate. Okay, so the rune of Fate is actually sitting in the reverse. So I feel like what this is saying is if you don't get out of your own head, you're going to be bringing bad luck to yourself within a month, like you're bringing in bad fate or something. I feel like this is totally 100% attached to being in your head, your thoughts, the way you talk to yourself, the way you're thinking or perceiving a situation. Like if you don't get out of your own way, you're bringing your own bad fortune. So you can't blame anyone else. All right, so for the sign of Cancer, you have the Maid with Love charm, you have the Seahorse charm, you have the Flowery Moon that is straddling both the sign of Cancer and the sign of Leo. So you could be dealing with a Leo. But typically with this Maid with Love and this Seahorse, like the Seahorse, it's the male that is the one who takes care of the babies. Like there may be babies coming in for the sign of Cancer, and like maybe this is, I don't know, maybe this is something where like you're really glowing and you're really happy and feeling good because there's a baby coming in for you. I have to read it the way I see it. Okay, so interesting. The sign of Leo has the actual scales of justice that came out. So I think Leo is definitely dealing with some sort of legal situation, but I think it's going to go in your favor because you have the $10 bill in the upright. And you also have that sitting on top of the bridge, which is straddling both your house and the sign of Virgo. So there's something, maybe this whatever this justice is that's coming in helps you to bridge the gap or bring healing to a situation with a Virgo, or bridges the gap with a Virgo. And for Virgo, I think this might bring you joy. Like literally, I think you might be singing with joy and jumping up and down because you've got the kangaroo. Like maybe at first, right away, there's going to be some sort of contact that'll make you happy and joyful. And then as the week progresses, it's just going to get kind of better and better. And then you have this camel out here in the several months out. So camels are all about like perseverance and like being prepared, right? Because camels can... they can go without water for a long period of time. And so, like whatever this is, like, I think it can prepare you for something that's long-term. I don't know, take that however it resonates. So for the sign of Libra, you have the house here. That's really the only thing in your sign. So there's something going on with your house, with your home. It is kind of straddling the sign of Scorpio. So maybe there's something, and it's weird. It seems like the last three readings, Libra and Scorpio have been attacked, but attached in some way, where I feel like Libra is coming in to help Scorpio in some way. I don't know how, but maybe it has to do with a house. So for Scorpio, you have the love and be loved charm that fell on top of the water element. So maybe you're feeling really good, you're feeling loved, and you're feeling like you want to love others. Again, you've got the Christmas candy cane, so that maybe it's Libra doing something that kind of feels like a gift or a treat to you that you see by the end of the week. And then you also have the one domino straddling both your house and Sagittarius. So the number 1, the number 0, the number 10 could be important for you in some way. Sagittarius doesn't have anything except for that one domino, and then the sun and the key in the outer ring. So there's some sort of clarity or answers to your situation coming in within a month. Capricorn, you have the moon and stars straddling both your house and the house for Aquarius. So maybe, and then you have the number 5 domino, which is a 5 and 0. So the number 50, the number 5, the number 0 is important. Maybe you're 50, you're turning 50. I don't know why I said that. But anyway, so there's something about maybe your friends. The moon and stars, something that happens, it's like a wish that happens, that like your friends are helping you. I don't know. It could be attached to an Aquarius. So Aquarius has the, I call this my Texas moon because it looks like a Texas star sitting in the center of it. I don't know. Whatever. It's a moon and star, but I don't know. It just feels like Texas to me. So I don't know if a Texas means anything to you. But you also have the baby carriage, so there could be babies attached. Maybe you live in Texas or something. You have the I love you to the moon and back charm with more moons and stars. So again, another moon and star. And you've got this, my clear quartz, the one that I feel it has like scepter energy. So I don't know, there's something about Aquarius, Texas being a star. Maybe you live in Texas, maybe you're going to Texas, maybe you are the star of Texas. The Lone Star State, something, I don't know what, you have to take that however that resonates. There is the baby carriage attached to that also, by the way. So maybe there's kids, maybe one of your kids is going to Texas or something. So for Pisces, you have the baby carriage, you've got the palm fronds, and you've got the 8 domino, which is a 5 and 3. So there's some sort of abundance coming in for Pisces within a month that's attached to changes around cooperation or collaboration with others. And that is a direct result of you being the one to reach out to whoever it is that you want to collaborate with. Okay, so I hope that resonates. If it did not, please stick around. There may be another reading here on this channel for you. Please like, share, comment, subscribe, tell your friends, whatever you can to help me get my channel out here as I am new here and as I am saying goodbye for the sign of Pisces, or anyone really, take it however it resonates. We have Bruno Mars, Anderson Peak, and Silk Sonic, or excuse me, Anderson Paak and Silk Sonic with the song Smoking Out the Window. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.